To some extent, but the painter's not quite a hostage to nature. He tries somehow to comprehend it, to tame it aesthetically. In what way? How? Through color. For example, Levitan often painted not just green, but used, for example, the English red acrylic paint or ochre. That is, he was somehow trying to complicate, somehow enrich the color scheme, like a filter in cinematography, perfectly warm or cold. These shades already carry a certain semantic load, a good or bad mood, and lead the painter. What is important is his ability to reinterpret nature. That is, in fact, the aim of a painter, to make the living more alive, the dead more dead. He can stylize what he sees. Why do you love this town? If you go up a little bit more and turn around, you'll see a completely different angle. That's why painters love Plios. It's like a children's construction kit. You can always discover it from different views at different times of the year. For example, when the leaves fall in the autumn, the architecture will open up more. It will be easier to see. New colors will emerge. Couple dozen strokes on the canvas. That's probably it for my work. But you know, there's a saying, the game is forgotten, but the score remains. So it can always be said that I was a creator along with a famous painter. By the way, we should pay tribute to Gleb. The picture, despite everything, turned out quite beautifully. At least I really like it. Plios is a hospitable town. Not only artistic folks can find something to do here. For example, an ecological trail featuring the feathered inhabitants of the forest awaits young naturalists.
Here we have green finches, robins, chaffinches, blue jays visit us often. There are many woodpeckers in the forest.
And you can hear them when they peck.
Yes, yes.
Nina Akutina, along with like-minded people, have arranged a picturesque 700-meter nature trail where they've made homes for birds.
Out of cones, lumber, everything made of eco material.
What is that, a chair?
It's a little chair.
A little chair? For whom?
Maybe blue jays.
Jays, huh? They've got a desk? A couch?
Even a couch. There's a chandelier.
A chandelier? Oh, that's right.
There are also paintings hanging on the walls.
Because this is Plios, there have to be paintings here. Indeed, such an interesting chandelier. Oops. Oh, well, I hope the Jay doesn't see me messing around in her cabin. We put a sticker on the map to mark where we've been, and then we're on our way.
You can read about this robin and its house, what it's like. Forest canaries live in this ravine too. Like I said, you and I need to feel like mail carriers and send a letter.
For kids, such a walk is like a biology lesson, says Nina. The children study the habits of those who soar in the sky above Plios.
This is the magpie's library. The magpie must have been carrying around lots and lots of books. She likes to steal. And here she has her library all set up. For example, here's the book Fluff and Feather. Then there's some books about nuts, seeds. What else is there? Spruce, willow, all kinds of trees.
Why do you love this town? Tell me, please.
Most of all because it's clean and tourist-oriented. The people here are always friendly. They will always support and help you in every situation. I like living here. I've been here since I was born, and I don't want to leave. I have everything I need here.
It's believed that Plios was founded in 1410, but researchers claim that people arrived here much earlier. The life of people who once lived on the banks of the Volga River was reconstructed by local archaeologist Pavel Travkin. He created this open-air museum. Everything looks the way it did in those days. Everything is made based on archaeological excavations. We're used to our ancestors being called primitive hunters. Well, they were fishermen first and foremost. Fish was, if you will, staple food. The Volga's close by. The Volga's close by. There are a lot of other rivers and lakes too. The exhibit includes exact replicas of gear and tools that our ancestors used 7,000 years ago. Here, for example, is a net woven from nettle fibers. Next to it are cunning traps made of twigs, so-called creels. Fish swim in there and can't find their way out. Bone hooks excite the imagination. Looking at them, you realize that there were giants in the Volga. I can show you the bones of fish that were harvested from the Volga. You see the fragment? The full bone was twice as long. And what is this? It's the outermost arm of the lateral fin. Do you know what a fish and its lateral fin look like? It's small. We're used to that, aren't we? So imagine the fish. So it's something like, no, bigger. I think that the modern fish. And bigger like this? I don't think you can show that in modern fish. My arms aren't long enough. Yeah. The rod is suspended above the water. The hook is lowered into the water. In this case, it is a wooden one, the so-called throat hook. The bait is on it. And just imagine, a predatory fish takes the bait and pulls it. The rod uncoils, and the fish on his boat comes to the rod, which is uncoiled, and just picks out the prey. Yes. And there are, let's say, a dozen of these rods in shallow water. While some were fishing, others were hunting for bears. The brave hunters would first provoke the lumbering beast. They would wait for it to attack. You quickly take a step back and rest the spear so that the bear collapses not on you, but on the tip. And then finish him. The only way you're going to crack his skull is with a weapon like this. A spike hammer. It can be made of horn, or can be made of horn with a flint tip. Just to be sure. Of course, yes. Our ancestors knew this from childhood. If you venture into the thickets, keep your eyes open. In the olden days, everyone around here used to carry daggers like this to protect themselves from lynxes. There used to be many of them here. Beast jumps on your back from a tree, you grab it and deliver a fatal blow. Pavel Nikolaevich is a PhD in historical science. He spent many years on archaeological expeditions where he explored Plios and its surroundings. During our excavations, for example, we find fragments of ceramic dishes, which are clean on the outside, but blackened on the inside. Because something was cooked in them. Weren't they put on the fire? No, they weren't. They could have cooked that way. How? Even using not ceramic dishes, but a leather cauldron like this, where it's very possible to cook fish quite quickly. So they took it like this? Yeah, with wet tongs. Okay, here they are. Got them wet. Can I take this one? Yeah, sure. And you put it in there in the water. It hissed. Does it take much to boil a fish? If you throw 2 or 3 stones between, say, 5 or 6 minutes, that'll be enough. The first will boil the water. The second and third will keep it boiling. The struggle for survival did not kill the craving for art. Ancient people painted, carved wood, made rings, earrings, and pendants. Look at what we have here. Judging by the amount of jewelry found in excavations, many centuries ago, Plios was a mecca for creative people, a place for inspiration. In Plios, probably, you could up 10 or 20 museums, and all of them would be interesting because they would reflect one or another aspect of Plios's life. The history of Plios spans at least 30,000 years. So tell me, why do you love this town, in a nutshell? Harmony of nature, architecture? How much time does a big city dweller spend on running around in a futile attempt to reach some object or goal? People don't run here, they walk, and everyone manages to do everything they need and live well. I happily left the big regional center when I was offered a job here. To someone who has come to Plios from a noisy metropolis, it may seem as though they've stepped into an alternate reality here. Silence, no factory, no industrial plants, no public transportation. You don't need it here. Everyone mostly rides bicycles or walks. A cozy little street with a poetic name, the slope of Mount Liberty, led me to the Nikitin's estate. Boris Yuvenalievich, the head of the family, is a representative of a rare profession, that of jeweler, bone cutter. I'm going to get to know him.